Hello and welcome to the Serpent Temple podcast and YouTube channel. I'm here with Ed from Ozric Tentacles. Thank you so much for spending your time before a show.
It's a pleasure. Thankfully we have a gap now so we can comfortably see what happens next.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
So, I'm going to do a Psycard reading with you, a really quick one. And I was explaining to you earlier, these are based on Jung's archetypes. So you have things like mother, father, beauty, liar, things like that. Mm-hmm. We'll do 3 cards for your past, present, and future. Okay. None of it is literal. It's just an exploration.
Sure.
So do you want to place the cards?
What do I do? Just take them off the top and put them in a row?
You can take them from anywhere you want, and we'll put them face down. Yeah. 1, 2, 3.
One, what, like that?
Yeah.
Cross, yeah.
Perfect.
I'll take that one.
Oh, nice. You're going rogue.
I'm going random here. How's that?
Cool. So that'll be your past, that'll be your present, and that'll be your future.
This is all very poignant. Let's see what happens.
Yeah. Well, you want to go first? The past?
Yeah.
Let's do it traditional style. So
okay.
If you want to turn that one over.
All right.
Oh, the stranger.
All right.
That's interesting.
What does that imply?
I'm going to read you the description in this book here.
Okay.
Okay. The stranger. It's a long one. In shadow, making an entrance to the doorway, stands a character whose sex is ambivalent. The stranger perhaps symbolizes that part of our nature that we've shut out, that is now entering in a surprising way. It is the equivalent to the anima or animus, the excluded part of our psyche that is the opposite sex to our own. It can also stand for any person we've underrated or neglected who could prove themselves a force in our lives. Represented here is also the caution and apprehension we feel towards the new people in our lives initially.
Makes sense, I think.
Yeah?
Somehow, yeah. Yeah, no, it does, yeah. It's a lot to take in, but...
What does that remind you of as a person who's been playing for such a long time? You must have met so many people that were strangers that now aren't anymore.
I do every single day, yeah. And there's a lot of them who were and now are not, thankfully, yeah. And that's really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I noticed just walking in here, actually, there's such a community vibe around the band.
We take pleasure in having a nice vibe with us, actually. It's what keeps us thriving. Mm. So yeah, the past strangers come to rejoin. Maybe it's that we started using some of our very old tunes, rebirthing them, sort of thing. So maybe that's what's going on there. And
you have Strangitude as well.
We do
in your back catalogue. It's actually one of my favourite albums too.
Oh really? Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, cool.
Yeah.
I like the cover on that one.
Oh yeah, it's my favourite cover by far. Yeah, that was the one of the first vinyl I ever bought actually.
Was it?
Yeah. Yeah, it's a classic. For good reason.
I can remember thinking about that cover. Someone said, what's the cover going to be? And I had this vision of that and just suddenly described it really quickly.
Wow.
Blim, who was the artist at the time, she went away and drew it like that. It was incredible.
That's such an unusual image to draw to mind as well.
It's unusual things going on at the time, I think.
I love that space is the place for you guys.
Sure, certainly is.
That's wonderful. Do you want to go to the present?
Yep.
The libido.
Oh, okay.
Ooh, that's actually not a very common one. I could read this one for you. So that's so funny. It actually looks like an Ozric's album cover too.
It does a bit, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, so what's it saying about all that then?
So, peacocks are seen flaunting themselves in luxuriant gardens where a snake creeps through the foliage.
Snake creeps through the foliage.
That is foliage. It's foliage.
All right.
There's more. It's going very 50 Shades now. A fountain gushes up in the background. Flowers blossom in beauty to the fore.
Lovely.
Libido is the Latin word for pleasure and has been used by psychologists to describe, the upsurge of energy that is channeled into the sexual drive, the arts, and other human activities. Yeah. This card stands for freedom and particularly sexual pleasure. Right. The snake can be seen as either the serpent in the Garden of Eden or as another joyous manifestation of the life force. The card also implies an awakening awareness of self and the psychic force of the Kundalini.
Sounds great, doesn't it, all that?
Yeah.
I think the snake is my friend.
Good.
Yeah, as far as I can tell. As for the rest of it, the creativity and all that stuff, it's all, love it all, and more the merrier, really, with all that.
I mean, you are extremely prolific.
I can't stop, doing that, I know.
It's wonderful.
Yeah.
So, are you going to keep going? Or?
I am. The next album's already done, pretty much.
Fantastic.
We just bought one out, and there's another one just about ready, and I can't stop doing that. I wouldn't know what to do.
It's very cool as like someone who's an appreciator and an artist to see someone able to have such a turnout.
Sure. I mean, I don't know why quite. I can't stop doing it, really. It's like my hobby, and I'm very blessed to be able to kind of do that and get away with it, and other people like it enough to be able to keep me alive and ticking and doing more, you know?
What is your creative process like? Do you work every day?
Yeah, pretty much every single day, yeah. Cup of tea and another cup of tea, and in the studio, and on goes the synth and the guitars, and I switch it on and start going till tea time.
Wow.
And,
So when you're not creating, what are you doing? What's your sort of downtime?
sleeping and eating.
Sleeping and eating?
Cooking. I cook as well, yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
What kind of thing do you cook?
Anything tasty.
Anything tasty?
Yeah, some of it's all right.
Yeah?
I like it.
Like world food or
Yeah, all kinds of world food, Indian, Thai, all kinds, yeah.
spicy?
And spicy, and yeah, love spice, and English style as well. I don't know, I just make it up as I go along, really.
That's definitely in your music too. It's
Sure.
definitely an around-the-world voyage.
It
Like-
sure is, yeah, and that's a bit like the cooking in the same way, you know. It's nice to cook after playing music all day because it's a real thing. It's not virtual. It's not on a screen, and it's actually touching objects and chopping vegetables and making them hot and cooking and stuff. So it's good. It takes away from the digital world and puts it on the physical plane.
Interesting. Yeah. Do you want to see what's in the future?
Oh God, do I? What's going to happen next?
The body.
Oh God,
You've already had a reaction to that one.
I know. Oh my God.
What are you thinking?
I'm just thinking that I'm wondering. I don't look much like that guy on there.
He's got like a 10-pack, that guy.
He has, and I haven't got one of them for sure.
He's got abs on his abs.
He has indeed, yeah.
Yeah. That's actually one of the first psycards. So
Okay.
the body stripped of the outer layer showing the muscles and veins on a squared background of enlarged veins, all in shades of red and blue. This card initially stands for our physical makeup, indicating health and bodily well-being, or lack of it. It also implies rhythms of our body which govern our health and happiness together with the meridians.
A rhythm is mentioned again. That's all good. Sure, let's keep it all healthy and happy with the rhythms and see how far we can go with that, really. Yeah, I mean, your body won't last forever, but if it can keep going for long enough for you to do what you need to do on this plane, then that's very welcome, you know.
It's a very physical thing as well to create music and to play it.
Sure.
Especially right now, you're playing so many shows.
Yeah, it still feels like it.
You're probably feeling your body right now.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
mad. The gigs are very exhausting. They are very exhausting, but exhilarating as well. So it kind of balances out. Yeah, it's a very physical thing, and you need a body to be able to do that stuff. So that's all good stuff, isn't it? Really.
And you're feeding it with lots of nourishing world food
I am.
and having lots of sleep and tea.
I am having lots of sleep and tea and pleasures from all directions.
All directions.
Pretty much, yeah. These days, yeah.
Do you want to do the 2 bonus cards?
Okay.
All right.
Is it scary?
Are you sure?
What do I do? Just pick and
Just
again?
put one at the bottom. That's your sort of motivating force, the thing
Okay,
that
then.
pushes you forward.
Okay, that one, and then another one on top.
And then
yeah?
the one on top, that's your goal, what
Oh, I
you're
see,
being
like
pushed
this,
towards.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. Right.
You want
So
to?
again, what are they again? This one's what?
This one is your motivating force.
Okay.
So this is what's pushing you, and then that's what's pulling you.
Okay, so what's pushing me is...
The beauty!
Of course it is.
Right under the libido. That's beautiful. Look at that symmetry.
Yeah, all right, well that's good.
This one, so this book was written in the 70s, and it's a little bit outdated.
Okay,
So there's a bit of a sort of... This description isn't the best one in the book. Right.
I did pick them, didn't I? Yes.
The not safe for work version. So a beautiful woman in a fine Tudor-style gown is seen looking at her reflection in a mullioned window, as if she is waiting to make her entrance and checking her appearance. This character stands for the element of passion and romantic love. For men, it can mean a love affair of the sort that inspires great art. For women, it can point to a flowering of the awareness of her sexuality or the presence of a rival in love. Blah. The card can have implications of danger, and one aspect of the face of beauty can be a demanding whore. The book said it, not me. But for you, it's more about like art and creativity.
Sure.
It seems. You definitely have that theme coming through.
Sure. It's hard to quantify what that was all implying, really, at this point. That's what's pushing me or pulling me.
That is what's pushing you.
Yeah, well, that feels good. Yeah, I'm being pushed into the beautiful world of
The pursuit of beauty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically, I mean, really, yeah. If you want it to know for true, yeah, that is basically it. Musically, is what I try and do.
And she is in a garden, and the libido. Why can't I speak? What's going on? I've done too many speakings today. The libido is also in the garden.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that makes sense, doesn't it?
That is interesting, but this one's more cultivated, and this is wilder, I'd say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Good. Well, that's yeah, fine. Makes sense.
So do you want to see what the goal is? What's pulling me?
This is what's pulling me, is it?
Yeah. The stars!
Oh, well, there you go. That makes sense as well. Yeah, yeah.
This is a pretty amazing reading, I've got to say. You're just like, sure.
Yeah.
So, the patterns of the aspects of an astrological chart is imposed on the star-studded mystery of a night sky. The stars stand for an individual's deepest aspirations and inner goals for the heights of intellectual and artistic achievements, together with the external part of our nature. Also represented here is the astrological cycles that we pass through over and over again throughout lives. More rhythms.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's lovely. Yeah, the universe pulls, and it does, and I feel that very strongly. That's I mean, we try to achieve space with our music, and the universe and the stars are all part of our thing. It's very much illustrated. I mean, I've got this jacket covered in stars here, you know.
Literally matching the cards right now.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
So what pulls you to space? What is it about the universe? Because you have so much like earthliness in your music, but then also this sort of sublime exploration of the stars as well.
Sure, yeah, and that's the thing really. I like to imply that, I mean, I don't want to shove people out into a vacuum and suffocate them at all, but the actual, not on a physical level, but on the whatever astral level, the stars are kind of, they do have a pull on my thing, because I always end up looking at them. I take photographs of stars, and I like the expanse of it all sometimes, you know. Sometimes we'll look at the stars for a while, and they do pull and they do inspire. So yeah, it all kind of makes a scary amount of sense, all this. It's funny, yeah.
Yeah, it is interesting.
Good stuff, yeah.
Well, I hope we haven't blown your mind too hard with
I'll sort of come down in half an hour and let you know.
Well, thank you so much for your time.
It's a pleasure, you know. I hope I wasn't too sort of awkward there.
No, it's wonderful to explore it with you. Like,
Okay.
you don't have to give an essay for every single card.
Sure.
It's wonderful to just see someone's reaction to sometimes their own life reflected back at them or not.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah.
Great. Well, thank you very much. That was unique and
Thank you.
Quite a lot of fun, really.
Oh, I'm glad to hear it.
Yeah.
As long as it was fun.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Is there anything else you'd like to say?
I can't think of anything, actually, to be honest. I'm sorry.
You don't have to. That's beautiful as it is.
I mean, the thing is, I play instrumental music because I don't really have many words. I sort of articulate it through the sounds and stuff that I do anyway. So it's more of a wider message than something I can say with words in a way. It's more just...
Words aren't enough to encapsulate it.
Sure, yeah. The basic good message, be upful, do unto others as you would have done unto yourself. Keep it all for the up and try and survive and stay smiling, really, and don't lose your sense of humour.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right.
It was a pleasure.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for watching, everyone.
Okay.